Hi everyone, my name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Import Hub Media once again. Today I'm going to be with Dr. Geetika Malik, who is a faculty member and in charge management department at Gurugram University. She holds a PhD degree in management from the prestigious FMS University of Delhi. Recently, she has been awarded with the highly commanded Outstanding Doctoral Research Award by Emerald EFMD in the HR category. She has worked with various multinationals and also handled independent projects and senior roles, pan India operations in the HR department. She has co authored a book titled Self Management and Gita, which was released in the Parliament House, London, in Gita Mahotsav in 2019. In this interaction, you will get to know about her personal challenges and struggles while doing her PhD and how she was able to meet the expectations of a perfectionist supervisor. You'll also get to know that how she learned Gita's principles and inculcated Gita's principle in her life while writing the book titled Self Management and Gita. Her experience is amazing, and let's welcome her and learn from her own experiences that how she sailed through her journey so far and begged the prestigious Outstanding Research Award. Hi Gitika, welcome to Import Hub Media and I'm so glad to see you. Yeah, so you recently received this award in HR category, the Doctoral Research Award 2020 from Emerald EFMD in 2020. And this is an outcome of your journey so far. I'm sure you might have experienced a lot of things. I want you to tell and share your journeys and what kind of experiences you have had. How did you decide to pursue the PhD as a choice or in your career? Because you were an HR expert, HR specialist, in fact. So why did you choose PhD, and then what kind of experiences you have had during your journey? Please share about it.
Sure. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to you, Dr. Anita, for arranging this interview and giving me an opportunity to share my views with the budding researchers. And just going ahead with my journey, it is very well said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And so is my journey. Right from my schooling. So I was very curious about things. I wanted to know a lot of things, that why this is happening. So even beyond that, not only in extracurricular and studies also, altogether, different activities, be it sports, be it any other activity. So I used to always think that I should participate, I should know each and everything. And beyond that, there was a push from my parents also, that they used to push me, okay, if you want to do this, go ahead with this. So they never stopped me from exploring things, be it any craft, be it any painting classes, or any study courses that I wanted to pursue. So that push was always there. And just to give you a very small example from my schooling days, when I was a child, I never knew Rangoli. So, I once went to one of my aunt's place, and she was making Rangoli during Diwali days. And I asked her, how are you making? I kept observing her, how she made, but it was very difficult for me, that the kind of designs she was making. So I just asked her, how are you making? Can you tell me something, how I can start? Because I don't know. So she told me on a piece of paper, okay, you just draw with simple dots, this kind of design. And I just came home and told my mother that I want to make Rangoli. She said, okay, fine. So she got me colors and she got all the stuff, and I started making with the same design she told me, my aunt told me. And I kept practicing. It was just, I got hooked to it. I started making new designs, and one fine day there was a competition in my school. So my mother said, okay, why not you participate in this particular competition. So I said, I don't know, I've never participated at that level. And she just pursued that, okay, she just motivated me, at least participate. It doesn't matter you come first, second or third, just participate. And then, so I said, okay. So I participated and I stood third in that competition. I was so highly motivated with that, and by that time I kept practicing more and more. And one fine day, I participated at the inter-district level, where I was representing Rohtak as a district, and I stood first in that competition. So I can relate to things that, if you wish to do something by heart, you would be really able to conquer that thing. So it's never I learned Rangoli from anywhere. It just happened that I kept practicing, and I got so perfect in it.
It reflects that you are a good observer. You learn by observing things, and then get that hook to continue and practice and practice and practice. So tell me more
Of
about your
course.
PhD decision. Like, how is it because of an observation, or you wanted to do it eventually?
Yes, of course, observation again. Why? Because when I joined one of the corporates recently after I passed my MBA, so I was into uh, such a corporate organization which was into temporary and permanent staffing solutions.
Uh-huh.
Right. So there I was hired as a recruitment specialist, staffing specialist, and I had to, understand a lot of people. I had to do the hiring, and while I hired a lot of people, I could understand their psychology, and that gave me a push, because since temporary staffing, a lot of people with very good organizations, they were having a lot of issues. They used to come to me that, I have this issue, and I share with the HR person. The HR person says, you're not a part of this particular organization. You can go to your third party vendor whom you have been hired from. So I used to think that they are working at par with such people. So this was my observation during that point of time, which gave me this, that idea that this is such a nice concept, outsourcing, beautiful concept with the organization where, there are different reasons why the organizations are following this concept.
Hmm.
Uh, be it cost cutting, be it, that they don't want much of manpower on roles, and many other reasons. This sowed the seed in my mind that I should do my PhD on this. I should further research this topic, since organizations are already utilizing this kind of a concept in their organizations. And why not? People are very happy, and there have been certain histories about some unrest that have happened in various organizations because of this, that permanent employees are there and contractual employees are there, outsourced employees are there, and they are working at par, within the same timelines with the same targets, but why they are not given that due respect as compared to their permanent counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my observation, because I
Uh-huh.
met a lot of people
Uh-huh.
again. So
Right.
it just this idea came into my mind just because of my observation, and I just thought that I will do my research. I will pursue research on this topic, and I will give the industry the outcomes that, these are also human beings, and they should be treated at par with their permanent counterparts.
Okay, so then you
So
wrote your NET JRF and you qualified NET JRF. You joined
yes,
FMS Delhi. Tell me more
yes.
about FMS Delhi experience. Just a quick recap and tell us.
Yeah, but that was a wonderful and beautiful journey at FMS. But yes, I can say that it was quite challenging for me. I can say it was like a, emotional roller coaster ride, because I delivered my child during the PhD journey, and there have been, I was entrusted with such task of changing nappies to feeding the child and so on. Along with my PhD, it became really tough. So I went on a 6 months maternity leave, because I was unable to cope up with the pressure. And I was quite fortunate that I got Professor Venkatraman as my guide.
I need to know very specific thing from you around your relationship with your supervisor, because that becomes a very specific point when at personal level we are getting a lot of struggles and challenges. But what happens when your supervisor is very supportive and equally demanding at the same time? So tell me more about your supervisor and his contribution in that.
Yeah, so of course, he has, really helped me and mentored me in my research journey, and he supported me throughout. Although he was very demanding, he was very particular. I would say that one term that he's a perfectionist. He's one sought after faculty in the FMS, and is full of knowledge, full of a lot of new things that are happening. Once I finished up with my data collection, he told me, now Gitika, you must go in for your case study thing. So I was like that I have to go all over again to collect that data to the organizations. But then that time, now I realized that those hardships that I have faced, there were times that when I skipped my lunches for a couple of days because I was sitting in the organizations collecting data. My data that I collected, that was the target audiences was blue collar workers. And then my questionnaire was in English, and I asked, my guide told me, Professor Venkat sir, he told me that Gitika, you will have to convert your questionnaire into Hindi now. And I was like that, it is very difficult task now. So I asked him, sir, can you help me with that? He said, I'm a South Indian, I don't know Hindi. So again, another challenge, another, I knew that this would be going to be a very big challenge in front of me, because I need to consult a lot of people. So it took almost 6 months for me to prepare my questionnaire exactly into the form I wanted in Hindi, especially for the blue collar. So coming back to the data collection time, when I used to wait for people and for their during their lunch time, during their coffee times, tea times, so that they can respond and come back to me. And believe me, this came out to be so beautiful that some things which I could not capture through a questionnaire, I captured through this case study, through this interview method, that I wanted to gain some insights from them. So a lot of new things came, and which became a beautiful part of my research, some more practical insights. And then I realized that yes, Venkat sir was right. He told me that, yeah, you must do this. So in a sense, he inculcated that thing in me, that you will have to do something extraordinary beyond what everyone is doing. But yes, I knew that it is very difficult for me, because I had a small child, newborn child with me, and I used to, put my child to my mother's place and go in for data collection. Sometimes I used to tell my husband, please take an off, you come along with me and help me with the distribution of data collection. So the whole family was busy with my data collection, and someone taking care at the back end, someone taking care of me at the front end, helping me and supporting me. And of course, the role of a supervisor is really, really supreme in my research journey. And I would suggest to other researchers also that you must give that due credit to your supervisor, because he's the one who knows, and he knows how to bring out the best from you. So my guide knew that she will be able to do it, and he made me sit for long couple of hours. He told me he has I've cried also. So it's not that it was a kind of a journey which was just very smooth. Those hardships prepared me for this extraordinary destiny that I've won an award from Emerald.
The guide or supervisor knows the best thing in you, and they try to put you in a chamber wherein you have to struggle and survive and then sustain, and then you come out as a winner. And I'm sure your supervisor is super proud of you today, and he actually made it possible for you. And after realization, your capabilities, your strength, the supervisor helps us in our journey over a period of time, and we learn a lot. Okay, moving towards your other thing, like the book which you have written. So this book is on about self-management and Gita, which was released in the Parliament House, London. By the way, London is my
Correct.
favorite place. Uh,
Oh, wow.
so, yeah, so that's how it is. I'm feeling it more connected. So tell me more about your experience while writing this book and your learnings from this book, because Gita is like a book which helps you learn life lessons. Which type of life lesson is now helping you to sail through your daily life struggles? How are you able to manage your relationships, time, effort, energy, everything? Tell me more about it.
Correct. Yeah, sure. So, through this, I would like to thank my Vice Chancellor, Dr. Markandeya Ahuja, who gave me an opportunity. One fine day, he called me that, why don't you write a book with me on Gita? I was like, I've never gone through, although I had Gita with me. I myself bought a Gita a few years back, but never got the time to go through it completely. I just went through a chapter or two,
Hmm.
but I give the whole onus to him, because he was the one who introduced me to this mythology, to this spiritual journey. Many a times, I used to get emotional about somebody is not responding to me nicely. I have been so nice with the person, but then after reading this book, I got more highly emotionally intelligent, how to handle, because how to handle my own emotions and manage others emotions as well.
Mhm.
So, due credit to Dr. Markandeya Ahuja for giving me an opportunity and making me actually go through Gita, which just, the gist that we have all gone through, that karm kar phal ki ichha mat kar. So I just thought that I will keep on doing, be it for my son, be it for my family, be it at my professional front. And obviously, one day I will get the results. So I want to give this message to each and every researcher and every person, to that, once you follow this kind of a strategy in your life, you will end up having a happy life.
Geetika, do you have anything else to share with our future potential research scholar and ongoing students?
Smooth seas never make great sailors. So never think that if challenges come in your life, so they are going to take away that peace from your life. Just take it as an opportunity and go ahead, because my roller coaster journey was full of hardships. Uh, Having a child and then going on with a PhD supervisor who is too perfectionist, who is too demanding, but yes, yet supportive. And beyond that, thinking about sometimes, quitting, that no, I should quit. And I am sure that many researchers would be thinking in the midst of their journey, research journey, that yes, I must quit. Never do that. So go beyond that, because once you capture that mountain, the view is very beautiful.
Geeta and Gitika both are like part and parcel of each other, I think. So it was really nice talking to you and a lot of insights from your life journey so far. I wish you all the best. I'll keep on coming to you to learn more from you on your experiences, because I can see a bright, charming researcher, a budding researcher in you, and I'm sure you will get more and more awards, recognition, and you will write good papers, you will receive citation. Hearty congratulations and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.